Hello there, YouTubers. Um, test. Yeah, hello there, YouTubers. What is going on? It is Francis UD/Francis Undead. Now, live streaming in Kowloon, Hong Kong. So, I've never had an opportunity to go live in Hong Kong until the present moment. So just feeling like feeling like dropping in and saying hi to my to some of my new viewers and or subscribers here. Yeah, so I visited. I beg your pardon. So yes, on the first day of my current trip slash adventure slash mission of exodus from northern China to Hong Kong. I did pay a visit, though not that long, not actually quite shorter than I anticipated to the Hong Kong Coins show as scheduled. And yes, to tell the truth, the the whole show felt like a large meh, kind of mediocre in terms of quality. Though I won't bore you with the the specificities during this live filming session. I shall leave those details later in my next videos or next live streams. Since my stay here at at my current um, location has entered a countdown, so um, but nevertheless, yes, that surely felt like that was surely an adventure and most certainly an eye-opening experience. Overall speaking, since though I didn't really, though I didn't really, take as many opportunities as I could get to network with, some like-minded folks. I did, kind of, I wouldn't say that I got to know, a rather gorgeous-looking British posh lady, who served the role as a receptionist. I'm not sure if she also specialized in coins or artifacts or antiques grading, that sort of role or job. But yes, I did ask her some open-ended questions like how they how they organize the show, where they most frequently present their products and services, and put them on under some spotlights, and showcasing their products and services and their teams and people in charge and blah blah blah. Yeah. But sadly, yes. Speaking of her, yes, I pretty much I pretty much wasted around maybe 2 hours, 2 hours to 3 hours in total, in somewhat, horny and frivolous attempt to to visit the coin show for the second time. Well, since today is the last day of the show, of the fair, for this month, and for this month, but not necessarily for this year, since according to their website, according not the the yes their website, and the information they broadcast, they disseminate on their web pages. I beg your pardon for my stuttering. Yes, so they scheduled another show. Not sure about whether the same, the exactly the same folks or organizers or host such show. But like I said in my previous video, at approximately at in central Hong Kong CBD. Yeah, I haven't actually yet made up my mind as to whether I shall attend such event or not. But based on what I have observed and gathered so far, they I don't really expect that they would present some truly valuable and grandiose or magnificent coins or products and or services at that show, scheduled in the quite near future, in this year, next to November, in early I beg your pardon. December this year, yeah. And the cold, the freezing temperature and the unstable, highly volatile weather condition in the northern part of the country makes makes my attendance to such event somewhat hard to manage and actualize. Yeah. So maybe, yes, just maybe I'm not making any promises here, pertaining to those numismatics events scheduled to take place either in Hong Kong or in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, or in Singapore, or anywhere else on planet Earth. Still, nonetheless, I may still, yes, transit via Hong Kong once I launch my next mission of exodus / adventure to somewhere else, say Europe, say either Malta, France, or Switzerland, or Bulgaria, even Iceland, blah blah blah, and yes, of course, the mighty Great Britain. Yeah, she certainly sits on my to-do list, or I should say my kick my before I kick my before I kick my bucket list. I beg your pardon. Yeah. So yeah. So long story short, yes, I still have a lot to plan ahead, and yes, and I've got pretty much loads of raw videos, raw photos to process and upload and share with you guys and with somebody else too, since I yes some of them I mean to share them I mean to share, of which I mean to share exclusively with certain groups of people. Um so yeah well, in case you feel interested, please have a look at my buy me a coffee page to learn more, see if you truly enjoy um collecting or gathering and studying coins and the historical um backgrounds of those coins, of those artifacts, antiques, blah blah blah, and and also on the other hand, you have plans or intentions, to make a small, or I should say a fairly small amount, of returning profits as a form of alternative investment when it comes to numismatics, collections of, say, silver coins, copper coins, even gold coins. But yes, but unfortunately and sadly, I do not currently have any gold coin in my current range of collection or possession. I beg your pardon. But hopefully, as my financial situation circumstance continues to improve, um, much thanks to my most beloved patrons and frequent viewers and subscribers. Yeah, and yeah, of course, yeah. Thank God. Though more often than not, I curse God. I blame God, for my own hardship and shitty life, shitty circumstances, and even now, even at this very moment, I can't say that my shitty days have come to an end, since I now I roughly roughly 14 hours later, I must leave Hong Kong for for my grandma's flat again, and continue to bask under the hospitality of my grandma, and some from my dead old man as well, regardless of the fact that they both of them have already kicked their bucket years ago. So yeah, so you can say that yes, I pretty much made this trip, this adventure slash this particular mission of Exodus, a sign of courtesy, a sign of kind of returning favor in honor of my old man and my grandma, since they put a lot of high level of expectations on me. Ever since I was ever since I was an infant, maybe um even well before I was conceived. So yeah, but sadly, you know, traveling to Hong Kong instead of somewhere else, say another first world country or region. Well, currently lies beyond my range of capabilities and financial um, power or strength. But I'll see what I can do to make constant and continuous improvements. On my life, on on my mental outlook and physical health and strength. Blah blah blah. I did, yes. So far I did 50 push-ups. Um, despite my the fact that I put in a lot of strenuous work and focus and um, and um, you know a lot of hard hard and laborious effort into my yesterday's um, attendance to the coin show, to the numismatics event. I tried to I did my best to put my game faces on and tried to take to film and to film as many videos and to capture as many photos as I could. Yes, although although I'd say a lot of those say those coins vendors got some got some attitude, kind of mean attitude, and also a lot of them don't speak English at all. They just spoke Mandarin Chinese, not even Cantonese. And I beg your pardon, but I shall give you guys a more specific, a more elaborated elaborated summary, as well as conclusions and reviews about such coin show that I managed to have tuned in at not the time on a later date, once I got I make myself comfortable again at my grandma's flat in northern part of the country. Yeah, so yeah, and yes, I had bought some gifts for my adopted dad, slash one of my closest, actually my closest uncle, whom I treat and care about like a dad, as if he is my replacement replacement old man. Yeah. So I beg your pardon for the background noises. I don't know what triggered this exactly, but yeah, let's hope that it's not something critical. Yeah, but yeah. So and yes, I bought some sweets, some candies, something to chew on, to pass some time, since my adopted dad loves sweets, in particular nuts and candies, chocolates, blah blah blah, and he also is a heavy smoker. Though I constantly I always I always advise him to keep it moderate, you know, as much as he can. But yeah, nevertheless, yes, I bought him some cigarettes, some local cigarettes, some local cigarettes in Hong Kong. Though I'm not sure, where they were manufactured. So I can't really, draw up a conclusion as to whether I bought some Hong Kong made cigarettes yet, or or well, um or yet. Yeah, I beg your pardon. So yeah, well, maybe I'll show you some items I bought from my adopted dad. Yeah, just give me a sec. Mm. Go where? Please be out of there. Yeah, just some candies, some sweets. Yeah, mostly made in Japan. Yeah, not in Hong Kong. But this one, I'm pretty sure, is manufactured in Hong Kong. No, it's actually manufactured in Thailand. Yeah. I know that he's oftentimes suffers from from an you know obnoxiously and obnoxiously and frequent runny nose, probably due to the local hostile and harsh um, weather in northern part of China. So yeah, I bought him this to moisturize, to keep his lungs and throat and tongue moisturized, so that he coughs and suffers from a runny nose a lot less. Um, yeah, so that's one you know one of the items I helped procure for him. Yeah, the candies and a bit of chocolate. Yeah. Maybe not so sweet, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, this one is also manufactured in Japan. Maybe this one is manufactured in Hong Kong. I don't know. Allergen information contains soy. Imported by some company in Hong Kong. But yes, it's here. It says it's made in USA. It's made in America. Yes, it's manufactured in the United States of America, according to its label here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it clearly. Yeah, it's allegedly manufactured, manufactured in USA. Yeah. So that's those items. Yes. So let me put them back to where they belong. Okay. So yeah, I have something else that, like I said, that I shall share exclusively with with certain exclusive groups or categories of folks, namely my most beloved patrons. So yeah, so for those who feel who would like to learn more about about collecting coins, in particular silver coins, antique silver coins, and how to identify fake coins, specifically fake antique silver coins, fake fake dragon silver coins, whether it's a Chinese one or a Japanese one, for those who wish to who would like to learn more about the know-hows pertaining to numismatics, please consider chipping in well a mere £5, um, £5, £5 to my buy me a coffee page. Yeah, so yeah, um, yeah, I'm afraid I have nothing, not much else to share with you guys during this live stream. Yes, how about I show you guys something more? These are the the drinks that I have finished consuming shortly, you know you know um not much time, not so long ago. Yeah, that's they are both made in Japan. Yes, and this one, I guess I am a frequent drinker of this, you know, made in Japan, canned, blended coffee. Yeah, it's only slightly sweet. It tastes only slightly sweet. Yes. Well, contrary to um to the well standing in a bit of stark contrast to the absolutely sugarless ones that I drink even more of frequently whenever I have to get some heavy 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 duty work done, you know then I will drink a lot, not like that much, but fairly considerable amount of that, black, pure, sugarless Japanese coffee. Yeah. In such a occasion, under such circumstance, in order, to make a living, in order, to 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 live fairly adequately and in a fairly presentable in a in uh in a um, decent shape. I will have to work fairly hard with the help of pure black coffee made in Japan, to stay alert, to stay functional, yeah. But rest assured, they cannot, my hardships, my enemies, my foes, they can knock me down countless times, but they can't keep me down forever. That's, rest assured. You can count on me that I will, whether it can take me, say, 7 days, 11 days, maybe half a month, maybe even a full month, staying, rather black pilled and in a bleak and hopeless and helpless mood. No matter how how heavily I got knocked down by my hardships, by my mental, by my foul and hostile mental and living conditions, you can count on me that I will do my utmost best to get, to bounce back, to, to, to get up from a sorry state to rise again. Though it can, on maximum it can take 10 days, 11 days, 14 days, 15 days. Yeah. But yes, though I skipped my medication for today, and honestly, it have not compromise my current fairly positive and productive mental outlook and status. What is going on? Sent my own way. Yeah, welcome back to my channel and the live stream. I thought you fell asleep and or you were about to attend to some other matters. Yeah, I beg your pardon for having misjudged, I beg your pardon for I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon for having misjudged what you were about to do right after you concluded your previous live stream. Yeah. But yeah, you could snap a picture of the cigarettes and send it to artificial intelligence to find out where it really came from. Good to see you doing well, Francis. I was drinking black coffee while watching this live stream. Do you really have to drink something as strong as pure black sugarless coffee to watch and process and interpret what I usually broadcast in my live streams and in my in my videos in ordinary form? I think not. I highly doubt. I highly doubt. I highly doubt that. To tell you the truth, I highly doubt that, man. But yeah, still, yeah. But regardless, you do what you have to do. You do what you do. You do what you enjoy doing. I can't and I won't interfere with what you would like to do or enjoy doing. Though well, as long as I am not physically present with you, right by your side, face to face. Well, although yes, in that case, I may advise you against doing something highly harmful, um highly detrimental to your health, and your body and mind. In that case, I might try to stop you from severely harming, even killing yourselves. Yeah. In that case, yes, I might interfere. But here remotely, while I am filming this live stream on the other side of planet Earth, there is pretty much utterly nothing I can do to interfere with or to stop you from what you are about to do, or from what you tend to enjoy doing, or what you usually do. Blah blah blah. Yeah, but regardless, yeah. So yeah, in case you guys have any more questions or doubts to get clarified, feel free to post them. Feel free to post them below this live stream, live filming session. So yeah, I guess I need to catch some shut eyes soon, and yes, and I also have something else to work on before I make my way back to my grandma's flat. So yeah. So thank you again for watching and listening to my videos, to my live streams, to my rant. So in case God's still willing, if God's still willing, see you again. See you around on YouTube, Buy Me a Coffee, and on BitChute, Rumble, and yeah, and somewhere else. So yeah. Stay until next time, if God's still willing. Until next time, if God's still willing, stay far from weak and stay out of trouble. And cheers. See you around. Take care. Bye. Amen.